Hi, my name's Corey Blodgett. I'm the head brewer at Gathering Place Brewing here in the River West neighborhood of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've been brewing professionally for about 15 years. We're currently running on a 7-barrel system with 14-barrel fermenters. Today I'll be running through the how and the why of using the spike gas manifold on conical fermentation. Fermenting with a conical with the gas manifold can add a lot of added benefits. First and foremost, you will eliminate the need to siphon beer from a carboy. Secondly, you won't have to lift or tip your fermenter, as the pressure transfer will do all the heavy lifting for you. Lastly, if you're doing a pressure transfer into a keg, provided you stay sanitized, it's a closed system, so it's easy. The fermenter's on the floor, keg's on the floor. And for bottling, you can leave the bottles on the table because you don't have to rely on gravity for the transfer. Next, we'll want to get our gas manifold ready. Spike's 3-in-1 design allows for 3 parts to be attached to one manifold. Here are the necessary parts that you will need to get your gas manifold ready to use. The gas post, which will be used to easily attach the CO2 tank to add pressure we want on top of the wort in the conical. The pressure release valve, also known as the PRV, is needed for safety and can easily purge off pressure. The PRV is set to release if the pressure inside the conical gets near 15 psi. And the pull ring can easily be pulled to relieve the tank of any pressure. The pressure gauge will allow you to monitor pressure inside the conical. And finally, the manifold housing. The manifold housing has 3 threaded ports that will attach each of these parts. And at the bottom of the TC fitting, that will connect directly to the 1.5-inch TC port on the lid of your conical. At the end of the day, this 3-in-1 design means less parts to buy, less parts to clean, in a more compact system. Now let's install these parts. Next, we'll remove our 90-degree TC barb, which we use for blow-off from the top of our fermenter. We can then attach the assembled manifold to the TC port on top of the fermenter with a clamp and a gasket. The pressure manifold can also be attached to the bottom of the TC blow-off cane. Next, we will want to hook up our CO2 to the gas post. Make sure your CO2 is turned off at this point. Once fermentation is complete and you want a cold crash, you're going to want to add some pressure to the conical to avoid any kind of vacuum. Adding 5 psi to the tank will prevent the conical from creating this vacuum and sets us up to do a pressure transfer. We're going to do a closed pressure transfer into a corny keg. Connect the 1.5-inch TC barb to one of the flare barbs. Connect one of your silicone tubing to the end of the barb. Connect a liquid fitting to another flare barb and attach that to the other end of the silicone tubing. Connect the flare to the liquid fitting to the liquid post on the corny keg. Take your flare to gas fitting and attach that to the gas post of the corny keg. Place the gas fitting silicone tubing into a bucket of sanitizer. Now, with everything installed, turn up your CO2 tank to 2 to 3 psi. Next, you'll want to open your racking port valve and start the transfer. Once all of your beer is done transferring over your keg, turn off the CO2 and close the valve on the racking port. Release the pressure from the conical by pulling on the pressure release valve. That's it, you're all set. It's as easy as that.